Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts USA campaign, where we are seeing the USS Alaska in action against an Italian heavy cruiser. It's a fair fight, except that I have a lot more guns. This is a very fun heavy cruiser. I am totally gonna build this one, I think, and from the depths at one point. It's hilarious with the engines, the extra smokestacks over there. It makes so little sense. I have the feeling the enemy ship is actually running, so let's pursue. Of course, this is one of my few ships that has quadruple guns. Ding. Please fire high explosive rounds at this angle. There's 4 turrets being fired now. Getting that full broadside to bear slowly. I think one more salvo, then the last turret will fire as well. No, it already did. Ouch time. Let's swap back to armor-piercing rounds, shall we? Look at that. Very old. Not that old, actually. Italian cruiser. It has 2 torpedoes, be advised. Alright, she's sinking. Never mind. I was gonna move in to do a drive-by, essentially, but too little, too late. Ladies and gentlemen, Wales has been taken. The first bit of soil of the English continent is now under democratic rule. Alright, we're gonna hit northwest England next. In other words, we're gonna dive into the pit that is Liverpool, ladies and gentlemen. Terrible place to be. We need to liberate it. Fleet is deployed. Talking about deploying fleet, the Valencia fleet. Yes, they are available. The new battleship Nevada, the Nevada class, with a couple of heavy cruisers as an escort to assist the attack on northwest Italy. Let's roll the dice there. Could be worse. Could be better. We have a large destroyer flotilla here. I'm gonna send you out. Do I have any more ships? A light cruiser over there. Another light cruiser. Heavy cruiser here. Worcester. Let's join up with the others. Oh, hold on. Rabat. Has a cruiser. Let's move to intercept whatever that British ship is. Submarines. I want you to move in as well. See if we can hunt down that British cruiser. The battle cruiser, yeah. That would be very useful. Okay. Can't really do another naval invasion in Italy. That is a shame. I expected to be able to attack here by now. The Arabian Sea and the Red Sea. Yeah, I got ships in neither, I suppose. Alright, let's move into the Red Sea with this group. Maybe, hopefully, we can start an invasion with that. Do we have any ships here? Well, 4 destroyers here. That is a bit much. Let's send them out. Am I going to end this blockade? Oh, we got Russian ships in Bari. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright. Research, anything coming up? Not really. Hull strengthening coming up. Very large displacement. Okay, I guess we get more displacement. We'll see. It's not very interesting, really. At least not right now. Let's focus on rangefinders to get radars. I would like to get that around 1930, 1931, hopefully. Let's see. In the meanwhile, the invasion here is succeeding, ladies and gentlemen. Australia is liberated. How much oil there is to be. Not interested in that alliance, thank you very much. Let's pick at the submarines. Let's poke at the port. Ohio, what kind of class are you? Cambridge class. Sure, let's do it. Alright, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have a very old heavy cruiser and a relative old light cruiser. Although the light cruiser is probably a lot better than the heavy. Ohio. Look at that. That is old, mate. That is old. Which is pretty cool, actually. I'm not afraid, though. She has some very good 9-inch guns. And still 6 barrels. That is nothing to scoff at. Quickly neutralizing the enemy destroyer. Torpedo detonation. We are within torpedo range though, so I'm going to do a dodge just in case. There we go, enemy torpedoes inbound. Guy has a second torpedo launcher though. That's not a destroyer though, that is a light cruiser that I'm engaging. Okay, whoops. Let's see if we can kill that first. While I launch a torpedo attack at the enemy destroyer flotilla. Yeah, enemy ship neutralized. Good. Torpedoes inbound. They all missed. Of course they did. Holy shit, where did that come from? Where did that come from, ladies and gentlemen? I do not know. Whoa. I did not think you would actually be in torpedo range yet. That was terrifying. My light cruiser is essentially dead. Focus on the destroyer, please. Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna do a turn. Alright, you're disabled. Yeah, torpedoes inbound. I can't dodge quickly enough. Dusky is done for. Ladies and gentlemen, we lost our light cruiser due to short-range enemy torpedo attacks. Impressive and a bit annoying. My apologies for that, I suppose. Good hit, good hit, good hit. You're out. The question should be, why are you out? Ooh, not today, sir. Ohio will live. Your 3 torpedoes remaining. You're still dangerous. So we're targeting anything but the dangerous ship. Okay, fair. Fair. Stupid. Yes. Torpedo. Let's rush this lone destroyer here. Please fire armor-piercing rounds. Alright, down to the bottom of the sea you go, sir. You're reloading, you're out. Destroyer gone. Okay. Enemy light cruiser remains, but I don't think she will engage me. 30 times speed, yeah. Yeah, let's just end it. Okay. 1 ship lost. Vicksburg. Yeah, that's pretty old, actually. And it's an enemy destroyer that escaped. Gotcha. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, the Australian Isle is now fully mine, all mine. And that means I can move this large-ass fleet towards Singapore. And this fleet will actually form up to be a proper fleet around Singapore. Another 4 destroyers, yeah. Little destroyer flotilla, I suppose. There is a single battleship in Singapore, that is scary. However, I had some ships coming out in Manila soon, right? Didn't I? Or was it just a single cruiser? Wellington, Christchurch. I think that was the single cruiser that I already deployed. Well, no, not deployed. This is the one. Okay. I'm gonna deploy you then. It's a good cruiser after all. The naval invasion of Liverpool has begun. Oh well. A light cruiser for a heavy cruiser, I suppose that is acceptable. And this is the Connecticut Montana ship owned by Egypt. Not doing much, it seems. But still. We're building 17 ships, only 8 ships for myself. I was about to say, some ships are done then. And new submarine division, let's move them out. next turn, these 2 battleships will be available to reinforce over here. Let's hit it, and let's allow these submarines to get out of there. We're going to hit Northeast England, then we're going to hit Ireland. Then we're going to move to the rest of the British Isles. Whoa! Caught by a British task force. Poor British. Ooh! Portsmouth is already damaged. 70%. That is serious. Okay, let's go in. I'm not afraid. Not really. If we lose Portsmouth, we lose Portsmouth. 24 knots. Give me full broadsides. Start pounding that British battlecruiser, please. Keep firing armor-piercing rounds. Thank you. I mean, we are firing 10-inch guns, and oh my! We knocked out a gun. 2 guns are gone. Oh, that is huge. Right, she still has 2 operational guns, it seems. My God, sir. That was painful. Come on. Good, 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 good. Less good. The rate of fire is impressive. What kind of guns are those? 11-inchers. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, let's start angling a bit. Torpedoes away. Heavy torpedo salvo. First one is gonna miss. Counting on this second torpedo here, maybe. To score a hit on the bow of the Thunderer, flooding her out. Torpedo hits. No serious damage though. But I'm gonna keep pounding you. I'm not gonna retreat, no sir. For this is Portsmouth, and we are not afraid. Battlecruiser Thunderer sinks, ladies and gentlemen. My heavy cruiser succeeded in knocking out a battlecruiser. Yes, we got lucky with the ammo detonation, I think. But still. God damn it. Come on, turn. Hashtag nice try. These destroyers are doing 37 knots. They are going pretty damn fast. Saw that in the nick of time. Oh, good hit, good hit, good hit. That pretty much ends her life, I think. Some good flooding hits. Yeah, I think she's done for. Torpedo detonation, good. Moi. Moi moi. Moi moi is going down. I promise you that. This one still has a large amount of torpedoes ready. You do not. So let's switch target to a ship that actually is a threat to me. Shall we? Target Rosalind. And you know what? Target secondaries over there. That's not quite secondaries, mate. Oh well. Good hit, good hit, good hit. Moi is gone. That is the second enemy ship eliminated. And you guys are retreating, aren't you? Yep, they are. Ladies and gentlemen, we survived. Enemy has 69 hits on me. 13 11-inchers hit me, actually. Hardly did any damage. I got lucky on that regard. Flash fire on the destroyer. That destroyer is done for, I think. At least I should be able to catch her. Is the other one coming in again? Yeah, she is. Good. Portsmouth hungers for more. Rosalind died without firing her torpedoes. Good. Enemy destroyers, just some 4-inch guns. Of course, no armor. 1,000 tons. Reinforced bulkhead, single bottom, crop 4. Remain on at crop 5. That shows the difference between the United Kingdom and me, myself, and I suppose. Okay. We have a little Italian fleet. Hopefully, we will be able to say hello to them. Destroyer, destroyer. One destroyer join up the heavy. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think the enemy will fight me because, you know, I have some very big battleships here. Well, no, not really. They're fairly small battleships, 25,000 tons. I mean, hello, Iowa, with your 16-inch guns. Those are Mark IIIs? Yeah, indeed. Nevada, though. Nevada is big. Nevada is big enough that you actually need like 17, 18-inch guns, really. This is a big battleship. This is a big battle boat. Yeah. Iowa, not as much. Contact. Cruiser Northampton actually spotted them. Over there, Northampton. Alright. Impressive spotting capabilities on this modern cruiser here. With her 9-inch guns. A force to be reckoned with. Holy shit, I have all my torpedoes on. Torpedoes off. Thank you. Only this division they fire your torpedoes. Oddly enough, you did, while the enemy is way outside of torpedo range. Turn. 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 Where's my battle boats? There, turn. Cruiser Northampton, you may start a turn as well. My torpedoes are breaking up the enemy charge, allowing me to fully get into a broadside position. Cruiser Northampton, eh? Lock on. Aggressive fire authorized. Good luck. No launch. No launch. Damn it. Come about. You girls, aggressively fire those torpedoes. Inbound torpedoes, inbound torpedoes. Activate torpedo avoidance on Cruiser Group Concord. Should be fine. Whoa, that is a lot of torpedoes. Battleships, evasive action. Iowa could turn on a dime, luckily enough, but damn, that is a lot of torpedoes. Holy. Okay, you dodged. Tennessee, turn sharp. Rochester took a hit. Tennessee took a dot. Tennessee's going to take another one. No. Early torpedo detonation there. Very lucky. Return to course. Return to course. Thank you. My torpedo attack failed. No damage. You girls turn off. That was a good torpedo attack by the enemy. That was a lot of torpedoes. Far more than I expected. Luckily, my battleship survived. Worcester here took a single torpedo hit, I believe. Yeah, only 500 damage, so it's like no damage whatsoever. Destroyers come about, because we're too close to that light cruiser division there. Well, division is a big word. Too close to that light cruiser. Alright, enemy heavy down. You are identified. You did fire your torpedoes a while back. Must have been one of the massive torpedo salvos coming my way. Alright, light cruisers. Let's get a more aggressive roll, please. A good hit on the Zara. And on the Lombardia there. Looking good, looking good. The Zara. Well done, battleship. 7k damage done by Nevada. 20k by Tennessee. Not bad, Tennessee. Not bad at all. Just slowing Concord down here, so the rest of the fleet can catch up. And let's go back to 5 times speed, please. As we murder a light cruiser and pretty much finish the fight here. hold my destroyers just in case. But I believe the fight is over, my friends. It is over. Easy victory, yeah. One that could have ended in disaster. But we survived. Northampton did 5.1k damage with her 9-inchers. That is not bad. Not bad at all, little cruiser. Not bad at... Whoa! Contact! I did not expect any more contact. I was about to finish up talking and then end the battle, but... Yikes. Evasive action, evasive action. By my destroyer flotilla. Just finishing up the little destroyer. There we go. Italian task force destroyed. Easy victory, but that torpedo attack could have been devastating. I could have lost one, maybe two battleships here today. Huh. Scary. Northwest Italy changed hands. Ladies and gentlemen, Northwest Italy is mine. It's all mine. Tell me. We could go for a peace deal. The Italians have 11 ships remaining. Their battleship has died. Their battlecruiser has died. And the Italians are essentially down to a port of Sicily and 2 colonies. That's all they have right now. Can't do a naval invasion in the colonies, but my ground troops are pushing in, so you know what's coming, right? All ships, let's gather up. Ugh. Over here. So next turn we can start properly attacking Sicily and ending the Italian threat in the Mediterranean once and for all. In the meanwhile, the naval invasion here in Great Britain is progressing as planned. Not going to attack the destroyers, no sir. And this fleet is showing up at the edges of Singapore. 103. I don't think I have the naval power for that with this. Maybe. Probably. We'll see. As we hit, ladies and gentlemen, 1930. Gotcha. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, one last time. We have an opportunity to break the last remaining resistance of the Italians. Because my invasion fleets are very big. Despite that, this fleet is bigger than I would have liked. However, today, my friends, we will be victorious. Quickly setting up my fleets. Okay. We got a couple of damaged ships, but nothing too serious here. I'm gonna say, let's see, we got Michi, Virginia, the big Oregon, and Kearsage. Hello, Kearsage. It has been a while. Oregon and Kearsage, you will form a new separate division, with Kearsage apparently being in the lead of the formation. Okay, fair. Two heavy cruisers over there. Two heavy cruisers over there. Des Moines. Baltimore. Oakland will operate independently. In fact, no. Oakland will be joined up with the light cruisers. Then I would very much like 2 destroyers over there, 1 destroyer over there. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our fleet set up. It's a bit of a mess right now. Fleet 1 and Fleet 2. Let's go. Form up, form up, form up. Oakland is over there. There's 1 destroyer flotilla. There's the second one. Okay, yeah. It's what? Evening battle? Yeah, evening battle. We're at 10 times speed. Oakland. Sleep turn. Contact established. Destroyer flotilla. Tighten up formations. Other way. In fact, hold on. You are way closer than I thought. Lock torpedoes, aggressive fire them at the enemy battleship. Oakland, sharp turn, please. Kearsage, turn away. Michigan, turn away. Torpedoes away. Aggressive fire torpedoes, get the enemy off my back, please. Torpedoes away. Freeze it. Lock torpedoes on a second target. Activate torpedo avoidance, please. Hold on. Yeah, activate torpedo avoidance. This destroyer flotilla may come in. Cruisers may return to course. What do we have? Hawaii took a hit. Hawaii took 2 hits. Alright. Return to course. Battleships, return to course, please. Cruiser group. Oakland got a hit, of course, but is still fine. Hawaii. Looks a bit nastier, but should be okay, I think. Destroyers, lay smoke screen. And fade away, fade away, fade away, and fire torpedoes. That enemy battleship is done for. Yeah, 16-inch guns sealed her fate. Nice. Battleships back in line. Destroyers, do your thing. Find me the enemy. I scored 11 torpedo hits so far. None on, yeah, one on this ship. But I have a feeling most of my torpedoes hit something else. You, for example. Yeah, you took 3 torpedo hits. Nicely hidden behind the wreckage, though. Bang. Contact, enemy lights. Torpedo hits on my destroyers. Presage may come about. Bet you gonna come about. This light cruiser group may actually move in. Please go, thank you. Excellent. Enemy is breaking a line of sight. Oh, contact here, contact here. Whoa! It should be fine. No threat there. Return to course. That was a shit ton of torpedoes. These light cruisers here are... it's a bit of annoying. The battlefield is slowly increasing in size here. I'm going back to... 3 times speed, actually. Orleans, fired error. Cruiser Hawaii is that. That is far behind the rest of the fleet. Philip, come about. Thompson, move in. Let's reacquire the enemy destroyers over there. As this enemy light cruiser is done for. Whoa! Well, that was a waste of torpedo salvo, mate. No matter, no matter. We're sailing in straight in between their lines here. You know I gotta activate the torpedoes, right? That's 2 kilometers. Contact. Torpedoes away. Turn off. Torpedo hits. Fire guns over there. Come about. Torpedo hits. Whoa, where did that salvo come from? Holy shit, there are the enemy ships over here. I did not expect that. Nice. I enjoyed that. That was a nice surprise. Whoa. 6 torpedoes. Oh, Jesus. This entire division is going down. Again. A couple more destroyers there than I anticipated. I thought it was only 2. Only the 2 here. Nope. It wasn't. What division is this anyway? Division 3. Okay, yeah, you may detach. 4-6, you may retreat. The rest of the fleet, continue moving in. let's get my battle fleets a bit closer. At least they're safe from this engagement. The moment your smoke screen runs out, mate, you're doomed. Oh, you're still alive, eh? Alright, Philip, come in. Not that much though. Come on. That is 1.7 kilometers before you can spot them. By now the time of day has decreased dramatically, but I think her smoke screens are about to run out. Torpedoes from my own ships. Torpedo avoidance is active on that ship. Okay, good. Activate torpedo avoidance, dodge those 3, and return to course. Stop avoiding, move in. They have some very long-range torpedoes, don't they? Well, no, 8 kilometers. It feels like they're shooting at a much larger distance right now. Like they're shooting at 10, 12 kilometers. Enemy destroyer gone. Most of the Italian fleet has been destroyed. 1 destroyer, 2 destroyers escaped. Okay. Lost 1 ship. Softly, a Sicil class. Ooh. Okay. Click. There we go. Italian fleet gone. As tempting as it is, I need the rest of my fleet to actually invade the rest of Ireland first. We're working on that, so no. Submarines, yeah, no, not against a destroyer. Thank you very much. 3 out of 6 looking good. 4 out of 6, 47% looking more than acceptable. And this invasion, of course, 100%. And the Italian fleet is once more brought down to 12 ships, although they're building 40, so quite impressive, actually, that they can still do that. However, in 3 turns, Sicily will fall. Ireland in 6 turns. And it looks like London is under threat, because Eastern England is about to fall. London, of course, ladies and gentlemen, around here in southern England. Progress is being made. And with that comes an end to today's episode. The Italians essentially have fallen. When we return next episode, you will see the end of Italy. Great Britain, they're on their knees. They haven't fallen yet. They're still fighting. They're fighting the good fight. But it will be hopeless. Join me next time. One last time, ladies and gentlemen, in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts USA campaign, as the Great War is slowly coming to an end. Until then, take care.